Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. The Khaleej Times reports on the Beirut blast that took place on Wednesday. The suicide attack killed 4 people and the attackers was claimed by militants who said it was a response to the intervention of Iran and Hezbollah in the Syrian war. The paper also reports on Kiev's bloody night as Ukraine's security service on Wednesday announced a nationwide anti-terrorist operation. And from Beirut, the Daily Star says a pro-Syria official has been killed in northern Lebanon. The pro-Syrian Arab Democratic Party official was assassinated by masked gunmen in the northern city of Tripoli on Thursday, which triggered violence and left 2 people killed and 5 wounded. The paper also says a rights group has denounced Egypt's stand on freedom of expression as 20 employees of the Qatar-based Al Jazeera network are due to go on trial. Al-Ahram Weekly from Egypt says terrorists are targeting the police and army personnel following a bus bombing that killed 3 South Koreans and the Egyptian driver. The paper says terrorists are aiming to destroy the country's tourism industry and spread fear. The paper also says General Sisi's recent visit to Russia marks a turning point in strategic relations with the country and served to hand a yellow card to Washington. The Saudi Gazette reports that Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe met with Saudi Minister of Defense to discuss and sign 3 trade agreements. The paper says the Crown Prince is keen to continue consultation on issues of common interests and strengthen ties with Japan. The paper also reports on anger in Denmark's Muslim community as the country banned halal and kosher meat on Monday in a move to protect animal welfare. Turkey's Hurriyet Daily reports that Italy is bewildered after Turkey abruptly pulled out of the 2015 Expo in Milan. The paper also shows anti-government protesters in Kiev using a sling to fire objects at riot police and says Erdogan has lashed out at the media and the Gulen movement in his party's bid to win the March 30th local elections. And the Jerusalem Post reports on the violence in Kiev, saying Jews in Ukraine are concerned about rising violence. The paper also reports that the Knesset voted in favor of imposing a legal obligation for ultra-Orthodox Haredi Jews to perform compulsory military service, while some have opposed the bill in the case of yeshiva students. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East stories from UK papers. The Telegraph features an article saying Israeli arms dealers have been sending spare military jet parts to Iran in breach of sanctions, according to US Homeland Security. The paper reports that Israeli arms dealers twice tried to send spare parts for fighter planes to Iran, which came as 6 world powers resumed negotiations with Iran in Vienna aimed at reaching a long-term agreement over Tehran's nuclear program. The Guardian reports that as Iran and 6 world powers gathered in Vienna for further nuclear talks, the European Union's foreign policy chief Catherine Ashton said there had been 3 productive days of talks, also saying the 2 sides had identified the ingredients of an accord that could end years of hostility between the West and Iran. All parties agreed to meet again on the 17th of March, also in Vienna. And now let's take a look at international headlines. The Deutsche Welle English reports that Libyans are going to the poll today for a second time since the overthrow of Colonel Gaddafi. The vote is for an assembly to draft a new constitution with many seats allocated to female and minority candidates. Only a third of 3.4 million eligible voters registered to vote, while prominent Berber organizations have called for a boycott of the poll. The Los Angeles Times reports that Egypt is set to put 20 journalists, including 4 foreigners, on trial Thursday on terror-related charges. Only 8 of the 20 reporters are currently detained. The rest are still at large. 9 of the 20 defendants work for Al Jazeera's Arabic and English broadcasts, which has been accused of falsifying news and broadcasting illegally in order to tarnish the Egyptian authorities' image. The South China Morning Post reports that Iranian Revolutionary Guards Commander Mohammad Ali Jafari warned against damaging national pride by crossing red lines in nuclear negotiations. The warning came on the second day of talks in Vienna. The Iranians previously said they would not negotiate several issues, including the dismantling of nuclear facilities and reductions in the number of centrifuges at enrichment sites. And for more updates, please visit us on levant.tv. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.